Oh, What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Dead Funny Review Show. I'm your host, Chris. Joined today is my co-host, JoJo, and today we are going to... Hello. We are going to be watching the Resident Evil trailers. For those of you who don't know, Resident Evil is getting a animated type TV show. I don't know. I feel really weird with people using the word or the term anime. I feel like there's a difference between anime and animated. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't think this is... I mean, this is like...
Because that's what's being called. It's being called a Resident Evil anime. And I don't really agree with that. Like, I wouldn't consider... So, like, Final Fantasy VII is a perfect fucking example. The movie I consider animated. The one anime episode they did called The Final Order that was, like, only released in sub, I consider that anime. Like, there's a complete difference between the two. I wouldn't consider, like, the movie to be, like, anime. I don't know. It's just weird. I think that it should have its own genre at this point. I just think it's...
I would always think anime is... It's a 2D thing, generally, but, like...
Right.
I don't know why there can't be a... You know, it's just... Is anime just because it's Japanese, and...
Right.
That's the whole rule? I don't know.
I just don't see why we can't have like an animated category. I feel like if it was to get its own category, like we might see a lot more shit pop up like this. Because personally, myself, I would much rather see all these like fucking video games and shit that we play as animated series versus anything else. Like if there's so many games that they did you know how much money Netflix can make if they did a fucking animated Overwatch series? Fucking Overwatch. Imagine how many people would watch the shit out of that.
Yeah, it's they haven't capitalized on that franchise as much as you would think.
Right? Or like they talk about like an anime Link. Like I could see Zelda as an anime. I could also see Zelda as an animated series as well. I could see literally both of those playing out. I think anime might be better for Zelda, honestly, just because, you know, it does have that kind of manga form already that we've seen. But at the same time, like, I mean, I could see it animated. I could definitely see it animated. So, I don't know, man. I just feel like if we were to make a subcategory for animated shows, we would then start to see a lot more shit in that category because there's so much more room to move now versus it's like anime and animated are trying to live together and people are trying to decide, you know, is this actual anime? Or because that's the biggest thing that you see is now it's like, well, that's not true anime. It's not done anime fashion. And it's like, okay, cool. Let's give it its own fucking genre then. It's animated. It's own shit. CGI animated
and that
category.
Is the thing. It's just, it's a question of like, is the only definition of anime country of origin? Like, right. Can an American person, is that Castlevania cartoon, is that an anime? I think it's made outside of Japan.
Right. And that's what that argument is so dumb to me because it falls on so many different things. It's like, okay, cool. So it's like anime isn't considered an actual anime unless it's made in Japan. It's like, okay, cool. So what about Ruby? Whenever that first hit, it took the world by storm for its first like 3 seasons. Then Monty passed away. And it's like, that was American made fucking by Rooster Teeth. It's like, what are you going to do? And it's like, and then now it's like they don't give a shit about the argument because fucking Ruby's terrible. So back when it was good, it was like, oh no, it's definitely I mean, Monty is fucking Asian. Obviously, it's anime. It's like that has nothing to do with anything. It's fucking American made. It's zero to do with anything. And then it's like now it's I think the latest, or I say the latest. I think it's the most used argument is that it has to have a manga source in order for it to be considered an anime. If it doesn't have a manga source, it's not considered an anime. I don't know if I agree with that.
That seems... it depends on how strict you get about manga source, I guess. Because, like, Dragon Ball G, I'm pretty sure, was fully based on nothing. It's just a sequel to... But, like, so it doesn't have a manga source. But it does. But, like, yeah, I don't know. People get too hung up on definitions of things. What does it matter? It's a thing.
I agree.
Is it or not?
Like I said, my main argument for this is that I feel that if we had an animated category, we would then possibly get a lot more of this shit a lot sooner. versus people thinking about the experiment of moving into a well-known category as far as anime with an animated thing, and they're all like, you know what? A lot of people aren't going to consider this true anime. A lot of people probably aren't going to watch this. So therefore, it automatically discourages the project versus having its own subcategory animated. I think that there would be a lot more risk takers of like, this could possibly work.
Yeah, I think we're just also maybe at a point, Bill, where get a good 3D animation movie, like you have a budget for that for a movie, but for a series, like this doesn't necessarily, from the like little bit I've seen people talking about it, maybe doesn't look amazing, like, and here's a little too close to looking like a video game cutscene,
right?
And it's easier to make a 2D. It's cheaper, I guess, to make a 2D thing.
I just think that there's a lot more things like this, especially whenever it comes to the video games that we play nowadays, that would have an amazing chance at having a full series or a movie or something like that, as long as it's done like this, like it's animated. I think a lot more people are going to gravitate to it. Like I said, Overwatch, great example. Resident Evil, fantastic example. Final Fantasy, the movie was fucking phenomenal. I mean, there's so many different... Well, let me phrase that. Final Fantasy VII's movie was phenomenal. I've heard good things about King's Glaive, which I haven't got into yet because I haven't played Final Fantasy 15 yet. Spirits Within was terrible. Terrible experiment. Terrible experiment. Oh, man. But... that being said, like I said, a whole bunch of different games. I could see Gears of War. I could see Halo. Like, all that kind of shit I feel would need this kind of path versus what we have now, which is anime or live action. I don't know how well a live action Gears of War movie would do. I've always been against the thought of having a live action Halo movie or a live action Halo series. I didn't think that those were really done that well. They're okay. But if we were to have something that's graphically pleasing like this, or those cutscenes from the game, I'd be okay with that. There's a lot of games that have great fucking cutscenes, and the fucking graphics are phenomenal, and you go ahead and make a goddamn movie out of that, which is almost kind of what they did here. Is that Netflix has a baller budget, like always, because they make a shit ton of money, because they keep raising their fucking prices. So, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't know. Like I said, I would just like to see it become its own category, because then I think we would get a lot more, and I'd be okay with that. Diablo be another great one, dude. Fucking Diablo series be fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess Blizzard they put all their money into like one good trailer for all these things.
Dude, but when Blizzard releases a trailer, they release a goddamn trailer. I'll never forget doing a review of the Diablo trailer for the channel. And I hadn't seen it yet because I was Diablo 4. I hadn't seen it yet because I was trying to stay blind. And at the time, Dylan, who was on the channel, also hadn't seen it yet. And so we went to go sit down and watch it. And I was like, this trailer is 10 minutes long. What the fuck? I was like, wow. I was like, fucking, is this trailer or fucking chapter of the game? Like, what the fuck is this? So, but I'll be excited for Diablo 4. But that's not what we're here to talk about. So, Resident Evil. JoJo's not seen these trailers. I have seen these trailers. They're short. They're quick. There's not going to be too much to decipher from these trailers. I think there's a couple Easter eggs. One for sure that I think I have a thought about. But I think if anybody who's played the Resident Evil franchise probably has the same thought process I do on this one. But maybe not. But yeah, these trailers, in my opinion, and we'll talk more about it after we watch them, I think are taking place. Well, no, there's no in opinion. She says it in the trailer. It looks like what happened in Raccoon City. This happens after 2. So I think that this is supposed to be a direct continuation of Leon and Claire after 2, but I don't think this is before 4. I think this is after 2, but before 4.
Oh, you think it's before 4? Okay.
I think it's before 4. I don't know for a fact. I think that this is literally after 2, but before 4, because we don't have Claire in 4. Right? Claire wasn't in 4.
Yeah,
but we had Leon. Again. Right. So, like I said, I think that that's where this takes place. It makes sense to me that it would take place before 4, but once again, I don't know. And I know that they're getting ready to give us a remake of 4, but it makes sense that with 2 having its remake, that this kind of being a continuation of the 2 of them meeting up again and trying to figure shit out. I'm more than excited for them to be able to have different stories to go down, not going off of the games. So like having like their own ideas and being able to flush out stories in different ways, as long as like somebody from the Resident Evil fucking game company is like there to kind of be like, yeah, that doesn't make sense, you know? Like, you know, shit like that. Like that would never happen, you know? Like if all of a sudden fucking Claire's running around punching boulders because Chris did it in a video game, I'm gonna be like, all right, what the fuck's happening, you know? Yeah, exactly. So, but we're gonna go ahead and watch them here. We're gonna run through all three, and then me and JoJo will kind of give our thoughts, jump into it a little bit, and kind of talk about it. Yeah, we'll do that and see what happens. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the trailers. So that was the first little teaser we got.
That was a zombie.
And this jumps, I believe, right into the second one.
Oh, Leon looks surprised to see
a zombie.
That guy.
That guy. Yeah. What? There's zombies here. Yeah, and like I said, it should just jump right into the next, and then right into the next. But yeah, so got a little look at Claire. Obviously, those vials should look, you know, interesting. Maybe, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. This might be later than 4 because he looks old.
Think so?
You must be special.
Leon?
Claire?
Could you take a look at something? A little boy drew them. I can't get anyone to go on record. Doesn't that look a lot like Raccoon City?
I gotta go. Don't do anything stupid.
Hey, Leon. That outfit doesn't suit you.
Missing you cop outfit, Leon.
Let's get the president to the bunker. Anything even remotely hostile gets a headshot.
Yeah, so I mean, if he's working at the White House, it's at least around the time of it's shortly before 4 or after 4, probably after.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where it would lie relative to 6 because I don't know what happens in 6.
That's fair. We might play 6, like, oh shit, it happens here.
He's still alive.
You want to talk about it?
No.
Every night I have the same nightmare. That day, that was hell.
I remember people screaming.
That anime series, there you go. Netflix original anime series.
They get bit and then they turn.
You watch it spread. And spread.
It's terrifying.
Leon? It's gotta be another outbreak.
I gotta go. Don't do anything stupid.
Raccoon City was the beginning. We can't let what happened stay buried. But if we went public with this, we could expose a conspiracy.
See, that's why I think it's before 4. Because she's acting like nothing else has happened since Raccoon City.
It's just all, I mean, it's all she's experienced.
That's fair.
Capable of protecting the interests of the free world.
We must be the source of hope to those who seek freedom. We cannot allow anyone to interfere with peace and prosperity.
What are you here for?
That's classified. You know where the root of terror comes from? It starts with fear.
That looks like a Resident Evil guy.
Yeah, it looks like a Resident Evil guy. So yeah, so that's Resident Evil's trailers. Like I said, I'm super excited for it. So first, obviously, I believe that was Ada. We saw Ada.
Yeah, I would assume.
Yeah, I would assume that was Ada. And then on top of that, when they were in that room in that last trailer, and they're all sitting down, and there's clearly somebody standing up that Leon is talking to because his face is up talking, and there's a cigar on the table, and he's like, "What are you here for?" And he's like, "Well, that's classified information." I believe that's Chris. Like, I 100% believe that's Chris that's talking to him. So, I forgot how much of like just a bad boy Chris was. Now that I'm going back and playing the remake, and like how cool he is. Like whenever you get into the fucking weapon locker and you read the note from him where it's like, "I'm off on vacation. You know, I don't want you coming over here and scaring off all the ladies." Da 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 da. And also the show, I'm like, dude, Chris was such a badass dude.
So we are theorizing about something that is actually settled.
Is it
between 4 and 5?
It is between 4 and 5. Okay.
Yes.
Damn. All right. Well, now we know between 4 and 5.
Leon was working at the White House during 4.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Acted like a guy who hadn't just gone through whatever this is, and also it lists in the character someone named Shen Mei, and so maybe that's who. Maybe it's actually not Ada Wong. Maybe that's just a different Asian woman.
Could be. Yeah, it's just seeing her with Leon, it automatically makes me think Ada. Obviously. You know?
Right. Yeah. It's hard to tell because they redesign people.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So like, everyone's face is consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even Claire looks different than she did in the game. So
yeah,
Leon obviously looks pretty damn close to the same, just older. I agree with that. He definitely looked older, but Claire definitely looked different in the show than she does in the actual remake. So
oh yeah, because this would take place a pretty long time after that.
Yeah. So obviously she's grown up. It looks like she's become kind of like a reporter.
Yeah.
Was she a reporter before? I don't think she was she? In 2?
I don't think she was any. I think she just got kind of caught up.
Yeah, because I know that she was looking for Chris, but I don't remember like what her profession was that they ever even said it into.
Oh, she was just a college student at the time. So.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. There you go. So yeah, college student looking for Chris, gets caught up with Leon and some bullshit. So, since we're on the subject too, before we move on to the rest of the series, my issue that I've had so far with the remake is like with the fact that they did a remake, I feel like they had a lot more time to do better with the difference between the two characters. Because like pretty much the entire beginning of the game is rehashing the exact entire beginning of the game with the other character. Like, I feel like it makes more sense for Leon to be in the police station. It does not make anywhere near as much sense for her. Besides, she's there looking for her brother. That's the only thing. Leon's supposed to be there. He's the new rookie showing up on duty. He's got his desk. There's that whole, like, hey, you know, new guy, we're razzing you. We locked your desk. Ha, 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 ha. Go fuck yourself. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, it makes sense Leon is there to where, like, I feel like when they did the remake, they could have redone her shit where, like, what was Claire doing outside, you know, the entire time? When, like, we met her at the fence. Where did she go from there, you know, and how did she lead down? Because, I mean, we went outside. That's how we got down to the fucking shit to begin with. She obviously was down there and then did her own shit and ends up with that little girl and so on and so forth. So it's like, I feel like they could have done better with that, in my opinion. But is what it is. As far as the series goes, for the Netflix series, I'm super excited, man. I would like to know, first off, what made Netflix go, all right, Resident Evil. That, I mean, is it just the current hype of the series because 8 came out and it's doing, oh, I mean, it was obviously started in development before 8 came out, but, I mean, because 7 still had a lot of sales, even though a lot of people stopped playing it just due to the sheer fear factor of it, but still had a shit ton of sales. I just wonder what made them go, you know what, yeah, this is where we want to kind of take a stab at this whole video game TV series genre, because I don't think we have anything else out like this right now at all, do we? For like a AAA title.
They got Castlevania for Netflix. They got
that's right.
There's like a League of Legends anime, I think, that Netflix got also.
And that's out?
Yeah, it's based on like it's like Dragon some guy. I don't know anything about League of Legends. So, but yes, it was something about one character in League of Legends. They made an anime.
I'll have to look into that. Yeah, because I actually play League of Legends.
It might be Dota. I think it's a Dota 2 character.
Yeah, if it's Dota 2, like I played Dota 2, but nowhere near.
No, my bad. It's
Dota. Okay.
Called Dota Dragon's Blood, based on Dota 2.
If it's not based on my boy Sven or Rubik's, I'm fucking lost on that one. Because fucking Dota is where I started MOBAs. And then I moved into Smite and played Smite for I've spent so much money on Smite. That's one thing where like everybody talks about, like there's apparently you can go on their website and look up how much money you've spent on your account. I don't ever want to do that. That will just depress the shit out of me. I've probably spent like grands, like literal grands on that fucking game. Buying skins and all kinds of shit. Like I have spent a lot of money on that fucking game.
Like I spent, I believe, $600 on Marvel Heroes.
Marvel Heroes,
and that is no longer a video game.
Yeah, that sucks.
So that's unfortunate.
That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so then Dota, and then I got heavy into League. So that's why I was like, oh shit, anime about League. I'll watch that. But yeah, Dota, I didn't spend as much time. Not that it's not good. It's a great game. It's just at that time I was trying to get heavy into computer gaming, and I had like a very shitty laptop, so I couldn't. And then Smite was a way for me to still play with all my computer friends, but on the Xbox, because Smite was on the Xbox. So then we were all able to play a MOBA on the Xbox together, and it was like, we'll play that. And we played that shit for years. So, not to mention, Smite's a very easy game to get into as far as likable characters, because it's fucking mythology. Like, who doesn't like mythology? I mean, there's something in mythology for everybody, whether it's Greek, Roman, fucking Norse, fucking Hindu, Chinese, Japanese, it's all in there. It's all in there. So, it's like, fucking, there's at least someone you've heard of is in that fucking game. And so, it's very easy to jump in and just go with the characters and stuff like that. But
League of Legends is easy for me to jump into because there's one character that was just a mummy that cries on people.
Yes,
and
he's so badass. He's a support. Yeah, I can't remember what his name is, but he's a support character.
Moo. That's the only one I can name. I played as him like twice and then never played that game again.
Yeah, good old Moo, dude. Oh man, they could make a fucking badass like trailer, or not trailer, but fucking TV show. And once again, it would be this animated aspect. Like, I don't know how much you've paid attention to any kind of League of Legends after that, but like their trailers they release for their new seasons always have like it's a music video every single time. So it's like a fucking song that they wrote for the game. They got like an actual like artist to come and sing it, and then they do this crazy like movie fucking animated movie style trailer, and it is fucking mind blowing every fucking time, every time. So I could definitely see them doing like an animated type series, like what we were just talking about.
They announced they are also doing League of Legends animated series. That is coming to Netflix also. So there you go. I was maybe accidentally remembering two things at the same time.
There we go. I would be down to watch that. That'd be great. See my girl Riven. That would be dope. But there's just so many characters, man. There's so many characters in League of Legends. Oh my god. I think there's like 100. There's so many characters. I don't know. But so with the Resident Evil, like I said, there's not too much to go over. So like we said, we know now it takes place between 4 and 5. We know basically who's all in it besides possibly. We don't know whether or not that actually was Chris or not Chris. That was in that one scene. Like I said, we didn't actually see him. We just heard a voice that was anybody else's in the room. And it was a guy that seemed to know what he's talking about. Someone higher up on the food chain. And for those of you who haven't played the older games in a while, in case you forgot, Chris was a member of STARS. Fucking STARS, dude. That fucking badass elite squad. So those dudes are fucking
depending on how close this is,
awesome.
He could be in the BSAA at this point too.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So, which I'm still very, very intrigued to figure out like where 9 is gonna start out when we go to do that with the fucking whole BSAA shit that happened at the end of 8. That was
what the fuck's that?
That was pretty interesting. So yeah, but yeah, it's kind of where that's at. Like I said, there really wasn't too much to go off of. I just know a lot of people wanted us to cover it due to the fact that we did the Resident Evil 8 verdict, and then we did the Resident Evil 8 review show, and now somehow me and JoJo have been roped into as the Resident Evil guys for the channel, and people are getting excited for the fact that we're going to be doing Resident Evil 6 playthrough. So they're like, are you guys going to talk about the animated series? Like, that would be great. Can we hear it? And it's like, all right, well, fuck it. Why not? There's not much to talk about. I mean, it's like, what, 5 minutes worth of 3 trailers together,
a
combined?
couple of them are just the same scenes.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see where Claire was at when she was doing her research and she walked in that house, that first trailer, and kind of see where that's at. I mean, it just sucks because, like, now that we know where it's at, it's like, as soon as she walked in that house, first thing I think of is, like, fucking Resident Evil 7. Like, just fucking, like, that creepy-ass house out in the country. You just automatically go, like, oh, shit, dude, she's down in Louisiana, down in the swamp. Ugh. But, no.
I want to know if Ashley's going to be in it.
Ooh.
The same president.
That's true.
Where is she?
That's true. That's true. We'll see. Dude, imagine, like, it wouldn't make sense, but fucking imagine seeing, like, Nemesis, dude. Like, if I could see one enemy from the past games that would not necessarily make sense, but would make sense as far as, like, chronological order, like, I don't know, dude. Mr. X, like, okay, so playing the remake again, Mr. X is creepy. I'll give you that. Like, he's fast. Like, I was like, holy shit, like, Lady Dimitrescu was nowhere near as quick as this fucking dude is. But I feel like that's because Ethan actually ran. Leon does this, like, shit. And it's fucking annoying. It's so annoying. Him and Claire both, they're so fucking slow. And that's why I feel like Mr. X is just so much faster. Because, like, Lady Dimitrescu, I feel like I could literally just, from the main room, run down, take a left, up, back into the main room, and I can go wherever I want to. I'm never going to see her again until I come back to the main room. It's just never going to happen. To where Mr. X, I could go through 3 doors, and then all of a sudden I don't hear footsteps, and then 3 seconds I hear footsteps behind me again. I'm like, bro, please, you gotta fuck off. Like, I can't do shit I need to do when you're literally right there. Like, fucking right there. So, I didn't actually get attacked by him at all, though, until you go down to the fucking cellars and you turn on the power and all those zombies come out of the jail cells. Like, I went through and killed all the zombies that were in the jail cells, thinking that, like, I'm saving myself before this happens. And then you flip the switch, doesn't matter. They bring all those zombies back to life. So then they all come out of the jail cells after you. So now I got 20 zombies coming up. I run through this door. Fucking Mr. X is coming down that way. He's pissed off because he lost his fucking fedora. So I got 20 zombies behind me. Fedora-less Mr. X coming in front of me. So I try to run back around, get bit by a zombie, hit him with the knife, get him off. Another zombie grabs me, knife that zombie, get them off. Another one grabs me, flash grenade, get him off. Turn around, Mr. X fucking kidney punches the shit out of me. And I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I finally fucking made it out. And my friends were watching me because I was streaming in Discord. They're like, I'm really upset you didn't fucking die in that room. And I was just like, dude, I had so many heals and so many fucking, like, back. I left so many knives. I was like, I don't even care. Fuck those knives. I don't care. They're dead to me. They might as well have been almost done. I don't care. I'm not going back down there. I like Mr. X is in that room with like 40 homies. I'm not going back in there. They were not fighting each other. They had one common enemy, and that was me. I'm not going back in that room. Nope. That's one thing that I did notice between the two games. Holy fuck, do you get a lot of ammo in 8. Like, holy fuck. 2, I felt like I was constantly, like, every time I would go to fight something big, I'm like, I don't know if I have enough ammo to kill this. I literally don't. I don't have enough. There's so many times where in 8, it was, I'm killing everything around me so I can do shit in peace. To where in 2, it was, I have to not kill anything here. I literally have to try to bob and weave and make my way through so I can save this ammo, because sooner or later I'm going to need this for something bigger that I'm not going to be able to bob and weave away from and have to take down. And it's so fucking nerve-wracking, dude, where it's like you get the original jump scare of zombies, and then you're doing this puzzle, and you come back down, you're like, fuck, dude, all right, I know there's 3 zombies this way I didn't kill, there was 2 this way I didn't kill, I know there's about 4 down this fucking hallway. It's like, god damn it, dude. Like, it just doesn't get any easier because the knife system is so dumb in 2. I forgot all about that. Just fucking knife to fucking save my ass. Like, I like that aspect, but also let me actually like use it like an actual weapon. Like, you do get to kind of like hit, but it's like you're pretty much almost guaranteed to get bit every time you fucking do that. So it's just like, makes no sense. Not to mention you fucking use a usage of it, if you will, since I think it's like 3 knives and then it's broken or something, or 4 knives and then it's broken. So, oh well, it is what it is. But either way, we're kind of rambling at this point because we don't really have anything to do on the series. I mean, it is what it is. It looked good. I'll give you that. I'm excited for it. I'm definitely pumped for it. It's got me playing too.
43 days and 21 hours and 58 minutes and 48 seconds until it's released, says the Resident Evil Wiki.
There you go, the Resident Evil Wiki. So yeah, I mean, I'm super pumped for it. I think it's gonna be good because it's fucking Resident Evil. I mean, Resident Evil really doesn't have too many losers in its lineup. You know,
I mean, they've made 1,000 of those live action movies.
That's true. That's true. I feel like for the Resident Evil fan base, I feel like those movies sit on a fence. I feel like there's a lot of people who are diehard who are like, those movies were amazing. And I feel there's a lot of people who are like, those movies were fucking terrible. I feel like that movie all that entire series sits perfectly on a fence. Like, perfectly. Like, I feel it is pretty 50-50 of like, those movies were fucking bad. My girlfriend the other day, because I've been playing Resident Evil 8, because she's like, oh wow, I didn't know you were so into Resident Evil. And I was like, well, that's because it's been gone for like fucking 4 years until they finally decided to bring out 8. So obviously by the time me and you got together, it's not something that was on my radar, and now 8's out. And I was like, oh shit, I gotta play the fuck out of it. And I did. I fucking went through, beat on all the difficulties, all that fun shit. Which, walk in the park, by the way. Village Shadows, I mean, so easy whenever you have infinite sniper rifle.
Yeah, it just breaks everything.
Infinite shotgun, infinite stake, and infinite fucking dragoon. It's like, don't even talk about it. It was so easy. It's so stupid easy. Like, all the bosses, I think I was killing them like 6 shots with the stake. I think Mother Miranda's the only person actually wasted more than like fucking double digits. There was like fucking 12 shots on her from the stake, and then she finally died. I was like, this is so fucking easy. So... So yeah, to get into that, and so she was like, "Oh, did you know that Resident Evil had movies?" I was like, "You talking about the live action ones?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I know that Resident Evil had movies." She's all like, "Oh, or the first one's on da-da-da. Do you want to watch it?" I was like, "No, I don't. I don't at all." I was like, "They're fucking terrible." I'm definitely one of those people, but I think my buddy Joey, who like this is like his Final Fantasy, like this is his love. Like, Resident Evil is his shit, is his number one game. Fucking lives and breathes and dies this shit. Leon, his favorite video game character of all time, like all that shit. And fucking,
we should not like it because it's about some lady who doesn't exist.
I know, they had so many good characters to choose from. I mean, how are you gonna choose? How are you going to make up a character, but then also bring people like fucking Nemesis and shit in there? It's like, you might as well have not even fucking done that, because it just make up fucking people. What's the point?
Yeah, like,
what's the point?
I never wanted to look at those things even.
Well, so, oh well, it just is what it is. Well, and now we're getting it done right. It's not going to be movies, but it's going to be an animated series. It'll be interesting to see how far they go with this. I would not be against them doing what they're kind of looks like they're setting up to do, where like we get an animated series that's kind of more focused on Leon and Claire, then like give us an animated series where it's more focused on like fucking Chris and Jill, and an animated series where it's focused on so and so and so and so, like something like that, and then do like kind of like a Resident Evil 6, honestly, where like the last season of this is like all of them together to try to put a stop to this shit. Just Netflix, Capcom, whoever's the main string pullers behind this show, please, for the love of God, we don't need Ethan. We can leave him out. Ethan does not need to be... You can't do Ethan, because Ethan doesn't have a head. Ethan doesn't have a face.
If you're trying to play it to the continuity of the games, there's no room for Ethan to... Ethan had 2
As series go on, you don't know. You don't know. This takes place between 4 and 5. The next series could easily take place between 5 and 6, the next season. And then the season after that, we're getting close to 7 territory. We're getting close to 7 territory.
Like, Ethan never saw a monster of any sort until 7, necessarily. Like, that was all a surprise to him.
That would be awesome if they did an entire animated series on just 7. like just a horror series, like a real fucking scary one where it's like now relive the events that Ethan had to go through type deal. Oh man, dude, that would be so great.
We already saw that.
So
like
good.
that exists.
I want to see it again,
It's
dude.
7.
I want to watch it. I want to sit there and watch it, dude. I already played it. Now I want to watch it. So I'm excited about watching Kelsey play it, dude. I got to live through it. Now I get to literally watch someone who is terrified of video games. It's scary video games. Fucking go through it, dude. I'm super pumped about that. That's gonna be so great. I can't wait. Poke fun at her the entire time. Oh, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Especially when she gets the bug lady. Oh man, dude, she's gonna lose her shit when she gets there. Like Jack's gonna be rough, but when you get to Mom, oh my god, dude. Even I was creeped out by Mom, especially like whenever you go to initiate the boss fight and she breaks open that window and she's outside and like you just see these like fucking 10-foot arms come through the window and then she like climbs through the window and goes up onto the ceiling and I was like, the fuck did I just witness? I was like, holy shit. Like, it's time to get out, burn the house down, burn the entire house down. Nothing else needs to be here. Which turn all this shit to ash, rubble. It's done. Oh well. Is what it is. But yeah, so my thought process is we'll watch episode 1 because I know I'm gonna get bombarded with questions about this, so I might as well answer it now. We'll watch episode 1, and then me and JoJo will talk, and we'll see if it warrants what we did with Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then me and JoJo will just do a review show on the entire season as a whole. When it's done, as far as the first season, because my guess is that Netflix. I can't remember how Netflix does things. Do they just drop an entire season, right? They're not like Disney where it was every week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they're going to drop an entire season. Okay. So yeah, they'll drop an entire season on us. So then we'll just watch the entire season, knock it out, and then kind of do. That's most likely probably going to be the path, especially since we have the entire season. It would probably be a little bit more leaning towards doing each episode if it was coming out episodically every week like that. It would make more sense. So it's most likely just going to be the one season. Me and him will binge watch it and then we'll fucking jump on to a review show about it. So, but that is our view so far. Not too much to really talk about there besides the fact that we're super pumped for Resident Evil, the show. For those of you who do know, who are super excited about it, I'm going to alert those of you who don't know right now. JoJo and I are about to start our adventure on Resident Evil 6. What will be interesting and why a lot of people are excited to watch it is that I have not played the game and JoJo has not played the game. So this is the only Resident Evil, number-wise, out of the series that the two of us have not played. We are going to be playing it together for the first time, and it is the longest out of the series and also known as probably one of the most hated out of the numbered series as well. Like I said, not including like Raccoon City and shit, because that's not part of the chronological number. Because those were fucking terrible games. But so we're gonna play that. That's gonna be exciting. That will be coming out soon. Probably June would be my guess is when you'll be able to actually see that. We're gonna be recording it here shortly. So yeah, but we're gonna wrap this up. So if you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you like, subscribe. Also turn on the notification that way you get notified next time we upload another video. Just in the comment section below. Let us know your thoughts about the series. Are you excited? Another thing that I would like to hear down there is if you could pick one video game to have an animated series, what would it be? Go old school if you want to. New school, don't matter. Whatever you want to pick. You don't have to choose new AAA titles. It doesn't have to be a AAA title. I would like to see somebody tell me an indie game that they would like to see down there. Like fucking give me an animated series of like Super Meat Boy. Like that would be a terrible fucking animated series in my opinion. But I would watch it. And then
I think they are doing one based on Cuphead already.
Are they really?
Yeah.
That, I guess, is another thing I could promote. We have this whole Devour series going on in Dead Buddies right now, and we're almost done with that. Once the Devour series is up, me and James, on our next adventures, will actually try to do Cuphead if we can get the remote play to work. We've been messing with shit. We're getting it better. I think we played Diner Bros for like 6 hours the other day. I'm so mad at AAA games at this point. Like, I found so much more fun playing indie games than I do AAA titles at this point. I played Diner Bros for 6 to 7 hours straight. Stressed the entire time I'm playing it, but fuck did I have fun. Like, my thumb actually hurts from pushing a button. I can't remember the last time I said that. I literally cannot remember the last time I've been like, man, my thumb actually hurts from just fucking pressing a button on a controller. Like, oh my gosh. And it was so fucking stressful. It was so stressful. But what I did learn in that Diner Bros, playing that yesterday for so long, is that I hate everybody I've played the game with so far. Because we always have a hell of a time trying to make customers not leave. I'm almost a 3-star restaurant solo by myself. And I've lost like maybe 5 customers. Like, I have played more days than I did when I did Smiley Sliceria with my mom, or when me and James had our fucking sushi place, or whenever me, him, my girlfriend, and my mom did our taco stand. I've had more days than all those combined. And I'm 5 coffee cups at a pizza place. It sounds stupid, I know. 5 coffee cups away from being a fucking 3-star restaurant, apparently. So, because I have to sell that many cups of coffee to be considered now that I've knocked everything else out of the park. But anyways, enough about that. But yeah, I do want people to get excited for that because I'm super pumped. I played Cuphead. I did not beat the game because it was one of those that I was hoping they were going to release a co-op version of for online, because there were a lot of rumors and a lot of forums talking about it, and then that did not happen. And I was really upset about it because I was saving that for like a playthrough of like with me and my buddy Mike or something like that. So now that we're working on this remote play, getting the kinks kind of fixed out the best that we can, I think me and James are about to embark on Cuphead, and I am super excited because that is totally right up Dead Buddies category as far as content is concerned. Chaos, us dying constantly, and getting pissed off at games. That's basically what Dead Buddies is. That's 100% what it is. JoJo, you haven't made it on to Dead Buddies yet. We got to get you scheduled on one of those. Oh, yeah. Because, yeah, it's going to blow your mind, like, just how fucking chaotic that shit gets. Like, Kelsey is super excited for her episode. She wanted to book an episode of GTFO. I had to talk to her about it because we just released our Dead Buddies GTFO, and she was all like, or I didn't want her to come at me and be like, what the hell? I thought I was going to be on the GTFO. And I was like, well, we're doing a different one. So the way we do it is we do stipulations. So it's not, we can't just jump into game and play the game. So our first one for GTFO, when it was just me and James, was we can go through, we can run, we can sneak, we can do whatever, but we can only use hammers. We can't use any guns at all. And so Kelsey is talking about, oh yeah, I love playing the game, but like we've never even beat like a mission. Like that's how hard it is for me. Like we've never beaten a mission. And I'm like, well, I'm glad you said that, because our stipulation is that we can use guns, but we can't sneak. Like we had to go into every room, guns blazing. Oh no. Every fucking room has to be guns blazing. So that's all it is just setting shit up to see like how long we can survive, and then fucking obviously just fucking die. Unless we get into games where it's a little bit more story oriented like Devour. Devour's been like an ongoing series between me and James and my mom at sometimes. So it's like this it's a weird game. It's like this satanic ritual game. It's weird, dude. It's fucking weird. You're literally the entire first game, you're like burning goats alive to get this demon out of this woman's body. It's fucking weird, dude. It's a game we picked up. We had a great time. Scared the fucking piss out of both of us. And we're like, this is great for content. This is fucking, to see 2 grown men playing a video game and terrified to walk down a hallway. Like, it's pretty good for content. Like, we literally go to walk down a hallway and all of a sudden you just hear this, and you just see this body shaking off in the distance and shit. You're just like, I'm not going that way. I remember going up the stairs to get up to that hallway. And you finally get the door open, and there's just like 20 knives stabbed into the wall. And I'm like, nothing has ever been more uninviting than that image right there. I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to be here. Yeah, that was some terrifying shit. And then it was like you had to walk towards her. Like all the doors are locked. That's the only way you can go is towards her. And then as soon as you get like close enough to actually like start to make out her face, the lights go off. And then you hear her cackle, and then the lights come back on, and all the doors are open. She's gone, and you're just like, "Fuck!" that feeling sets in of like, why? Why am I doing this to myself? Why? But fuck it, it's fun. I like it. It's great.
Okay. But yeah, I don't think you need any stipulations for Cuphead. That thing is
no, hard. There's not going to be any stipulations. I mean, like I said, it's just bosses. Like, that's literally the entire game is bosses. It's like, that's all the game is. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like that right there is just, let's play, let's jump on. I don't think James has ever played the game. I think I got all the way to the candy boss and stopped. So I was very early on in the game. I think that's like the 3rd or 4th boss. So I was pretty fucking early on. I think she is. Because you had the vegetables was the first one.
Yeah, it's like a flower.
Frogs. And the flower. Yeah, the flower was different from the vegetables. So the vegetables,
Yes,
the
there were two
frogs,
different ones. Yeah,
the flower, and then there was that ghost thing, but I didn't really consider that a boss.
and it's like
You
a
get
weird
the-
blue guy, I think, too. It's been a
Yeah.
while.
I remember the Candy Kingdom was where I was at, and then I was like, oh shit, but this is like co-op. I'm not going to want to go through and play it again because it's just bosses. Like, there's no story. Like, to me, the replay value wasn't really there, or I was worried that it wasn't going to be there. So then I was like, I might as well just wait, and then it never happened. So, but anyways, longest outro ever. It's fine. We go off on rants. It's great. Kelsey actually has a counter on her DFU episodes of every time me and her go off on a rant while we're in the middle of like a DFU discussion. It only happens in the semesters because like we dedicate more time to those than the fucking actual like normal episodes. So it's like we have less rants because it's a little bit more like heavy focus. But once the semester, it's like we're fucking there for like ever. So is what it is. It's all fun, good times. But anyways, so yeah, like, subscribe, notifications, turn all that on, comments. We talked about that. Tell me your favorite video game series that you want to see turn into an animated series, because that'd be awesome. Do you believe that there should be an animated genre for movies and TV shows like I do? Or are you just like, you know what, Chris, is all anime. Throw it all in. It's fine. Go ahead. Debate. I love to see those comments. We'll jump in there. We all see them. I'll post them in the fucking Slack. We all see them. We'll jump in there. We'll talk. Fucking, yeah, let me know. Other than that, Twitches, those are in the description below. And yeah, we will see you guys, one, when we go to start doing the review show for this series when it comes out, and two, when we go to start playing Resident Evil 6. So make sure you come by for that. But you know what this? You guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you next time.